So I think it is a big loss, not only to NCP, but to Maharashtra politics. There is not only vacuum for the NCP and what will happen to NCP. The question is what will happen to Maharashtra politics, because NCP with Sharad or with Ajit after the split remain the major prime movers of politics. And therefore, having prime mover gone, I think it is going to be very, very difficult for Maharashtra politics to get stabilized and for NCP furthermore to get stabilized. In Maharashtra, Ajit Pawar continued to remain at the star position irrespective of his political defeat or not becoming chief minister, which he always wanted to. But his dynamism, his vibrance, notwithstanding the allegations of corruption and many shortcomings, his star status in Maharashtra politics was even higher than Devendra Fadnavis or certainly Eknath Shinde. Now negotiate some kind of a workable and respectful deal with Ajit Pawar's party and Ajit Pawar's followers, and slowly he will try to vacate the power centers to Ajit Pawar's party. And therefore, I feel there will not be a big conflict between Ajit Pawar's followers and Sharad Pawar's followers. There will be conflict of little bit of holding to posts and positions, but by and large, Sharad's party and Ajit's party will come together, but not necessarily will give up the positions of power held today under BJP Shinde Sena rule. They may hold the power, but they will be together in a kind of a separate autonomous format.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar today died in a plane crash after a Bombardier Aerospace's Learjet 45 crashed while making a second landing attempt in Baramati. Now, the government has released a statement detailing a sequence of events that led to the crash and also Pawar's death. Now, the initial report suggests that the visibility was poor when the aircraft attempted to land in Baramati. But the biggest political question after Ajit Pawar's death is that what happens to NCP? What happens to the succession plan which Sharad Pawar was trying to figure out? Who holds the reins of the party? Is Maharashtra really looking is Maharashtra politics actually staring at a big political crisis now, and especially when it comes to NCP? What are the options? Joining me this evening is former Rajya Sabha MP, author, and who's been a senior journalist as well, political commentator. Kumar Ketkar joins us. Thank you, sir, so much for joining. And my first question to you is that indeed it's a shocking incident which took place in Baramati, where Ajit Pawar is no more. Uh, what is what is the kind of setback which you see to Maharashtra politics and also to NCP?
Well, actually, it is a very, very big setback because whatever may be the structure and nature of the government, Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar were together or separate. They were the stars of Maharashtra politics. And since Sharad Pawar has been quite old recently, but now he's 86, Ajit Pawar was the rising star, notwithstanding considerable setback and defeat in the corporation election in Maharashtra. Ajit Pawar continued to remain at the star position irrespective of his political defeat or not becoming chief minister, which he always wanted to. But his dynamism, his vibrance, notwithstanding the allegations of corruption and many shortcomings, his star status in Maharashtra politics was even higher than Devendra Fadnavis or certainly Eknath Shinde. There's nobody equal to him in star status. And therefore, that kind of a star status has disappeared from Maharashtra politics. Because Ajit Pawar has been in the news and at that level for last almost 2 decades, more than 2 decades if you can. But Devendra Fadnavis is there only for last 10 years. Devendra Fadnavis cannot and does not achieve that status, and therefore I think a kind of inferiority complex Devendra Fadnavis suffers from even at the presence of Ajit Pawar. So I think it is a big loss not only to NCP but to Maharashtra politics. There is not only vacuum for the NCP and what will happen to NCP. The question is what will happen to Maharashtra politics because NCP with Sharad or with Ajit after the split remained the major prime movers of politics. And therefore, having prime mover gone, I think it is going to be very, very difficult for Maharashtra politics to get stabilized and for NCP furthermore to get stabilized.
You made an important point when you said that Maharashtra politics has got destabilized with Ajit Pawar's death. Now, what do you see happening now in the coming weeks, given the fact that there are Zilla Parishad elections scheduled in February? Both Supriya Sule and Ajit Pawar, they had come together. They were trying to address joint rallies. They were meeting people. And there was a lot of positive signaling between the two factions, Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar. And it almost looked like that, an agreement was already made for Ajit Pawar and Supriya Sule to take the party forward. Now, with Ajit Pawar's death, what do you see happening within NCP? And is it really going to be a tough challenge, if I may say, for Sharad Pawar to hold the reins of the party now?
Well, I will venture to predict that a large number of voters saddened by Ajit Pawar's departure from politics now will vote for Ajit Pawar's party in the coming Jilla Parishad election. So Ajit Pawar will score extremely well. He lost not many seats in corporation elections, but he will win great number of seats in Jilla Parishad because a large number of voters will pay their respect and their Shraddhanjali to Ajit Pawar in the coming election. So Ajit Pawar's party will survive for a while, and then the question will come whether Sharad Pawar's party should merge with Ajit Pawar's party or Ajit Pawar's party should merge with Sharad Pawar's party. The fact is that majority of the people in Ajit Pawar's party have great respect for Sharad Pawar also. It is not as if Sharad Pawar has been marginalized so completely. As a result, there will be a kind of an understanding of both the NCPs coming together. And in that situation, I am not sure whether Sharad Pawar will call the shots. Something supporters of Ajit Pawar will call the shots, but no supporter of Ajit Pawar has any stature or status that Ajit Pawar enjoyed. And so it is going to be very difficult. However, both the NCPs are bound to come together. That is inevitable after Ajit Pawar's death.
No, but Mr. Ketkar, many people also feel that, given the kind of politics which BJP does, BJP also might try to wean away the MLAs of Ajit Pawar faction. Could that also be a possibility?
That possibility is there, but not now. That possibility will come later because everybody knows that Ajit Pawar was not comfortable with the RSS and the BJP and Modi and Shah, though he met them so many times. He met Fadnavis. He was in perfect, tandem with the Fadnavis. But Ajit Pawar was never steady with the BJP because he was not associated with the kind of BJP, the culture that BJP represents and the culture that Ajit Pawar represents. Let us not forget, till 1999, Ajit Pawar also belonged to the same Congress tradition despite NCP was formed in 1999. So, basic Congress tradition has not been given up by Ajit. Basic Congress tradition has not been given up, though NCP itself was a rebellion. So, I think that Congress tradition on the one hand and NCP's tradition of its own after 1999 of last 25, 26 years will keep them separate from the BJP. Now, the question is how many of the MLAs or power centers will shift to BJP because of BJP's money power or state power. I think that phase has already gone with the corporation election because people in both the parties, BJP or Congress or Shiv Sena or NCP, they look for tickets and the seat in the assembly or council or corporation. Now that phase is gone completely. So there is no question of, there is no motivation for all these people who are thinking or who perhaps could have gone to BJP. They have no motivation back to just about 1 year ago to go back to BJP, which their plan was or perhaps they were lured into. I don't think now the time is to lure them into BJP. Some of them might go, but that will be an accident.
But Mr. Ketkar, you also knew Ajit Pawar closely and his contribution to Maharashtra politics. And of course, Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar have been doyens of Maharashtra politics. Now, with one person gone, that is Ajit Pawar, is this one of the biggest crises which NCP is facing in the present times?
You are right. It is the biggest crisis for the NCP in the current times because from 1999 till the split, they were sort of together. And even after splitting, as you must have seen, so many times their hobnobbing was so common that people said that Ajit Pawar is actually a product of Sharad Pawar. He acts on Sharad Pawar's instructions. He acts on Sharad Pawar's directives. This has been the current refrain across the board. And therefore, it is very difficult for Ajit Pawar's followers to go to BJP or Shiv Sena led by Shinde. Question is whether they will be able to hold the NCP of Ajit and NCP of Sharad and the alliance together with the same force within the ministry and within politics. I personally feel that the Maratha politics, that is, Maratha as caste, not Maratha as Marathi, Maratha as caste, which was one bonding in the NCP. Let us not forget that the NCP leadership was primarily Maratha and not OBC nor Dalit. So that Maratha bonding is definitely going to influence the next politics phase or next political phase for Ajit and Sharad, Ajit's legacy and Sharad's presence, though Sharad's weakened presence.
Right. I also want to talk to you about the succession plan of NCP now. Now, of course, what you see happening is Sharad Pawar going to hold the reins of the party for some more time. People were saying that because of the old age, he might retire. You yourself said. So, is he now going to hold the reins of the party for some more time? Does he hand it over to Supriya Sule, or is she going to be trained further? Though she still has a good connect with the grassroots, but is Sharad Pawar going to wait for some more time to declare who is going to be the reign holder of the party?
I personally feel that Sharad Pawar has been quite softened these days towards Ajit and towards any party in general politics. And therefore, Sharad Pawar will try to now negotiate some kind of a workable and respectful deal with Ajit Pawar's party and Ajit Pawar's followers, and slowly he will try to vacate the power centers to Ajit Pawar's party. And therefore, I feel there will not be a big conflict between Ajit Pawar's followers and Sharad Pawar's followers. There will be conflict of a little bit of holding to posts and positions, but by and large, Sharad's party and Ajit's party will come together, but not necessarily will give up the positions of power held today under BJP Shinde Sena rule. They may hold the power, but they will be together in a kind of a separate autonomous format.
No, but Supriya Sule is known as a popular face in Maharashtra. But does she have the potential to hold together the entire NCP as a party? Because that is the question. That will Supriya Sule be able to do that?
Well, Supriya Sule has been either underestimated or overestimated. I don't know what his actual status, but Supriya Sule does have a kind of traction in both the parties, Ajit Pawar's party as well as Sharad Pawar's party. Sharad Pawar because his father, and Ajit Pawar because she has kept always excellent relationship with Ajit, notwithstanding the defeat. And therefore, Supriya and Ajit's followers' relationships are not going to be ruptured. And Ajit Pawar's relationship being whatever it was with Supriya as a relation, I think she will be one of the bridges to unite Sharad Pawar's NCP and Ajit Pawar's NCP. I won't be surprised if Supriya plays a major role in bringing both the NCPs together and thereby finding a working alliance with Devendra Fadnavis and Shinde, because she was quite open and liberal-minded as far as the government formation is concerned. She was never hostile, completely hostile to Fadnavis or Shinde. She was never hostile to actually anybody, including Congress. She was close to Rahul. She was close to Fadnavis. She was close to even Amit Shah. When I was in Rajya Sabha, she has asked me a few times that let us go and meet Amit Shah, which I have not gone, which I slightly refused. But the point is, she was so, what you can call, open-minded in political relationships. Her openness, her liberal approach to political relationships, I think, is going to help enormously. Whether there is a legacy or that is the dynastic succession, I don't want to comment because I don't consider dynastic succession is always the main figure. But in Supriya's case, it is because Supriya was the most trusted person in NCP of Sharad Pawar. And Ajit Pawar never disrespected her.
Right. Like what you said, Mr. Ketkar, that Maharashtra politics is destabilized. Now, if we say that it is destabilized for now, do we see BJP, maybe not immediately, but yes, they will surely take advantage of the fact that they will try and merge NCP with BJP. Now, can that also be a possibility?
Merger is not possible.
Okay.
What is possible is that NCP together can join the NDA and become a separate power center within NDA, but
Okay.
not merge with the BJP.
Okay.
That I don't think at all. Because the base of both NCPs is not inclined towards BJP.
Hmm.
So they will have an autonomous status in the NDA, autonomous, not always hostile, but autonomous, not always cooperative.
Hmm. Okay. So, what do you, how do you think that the national politics also could change with this, with the death of Ajit Pawar? Do you think that there could be some national ramifications also if we see the larger dynamics of the politics playing out at the national level?
I don't think national ramifications are going to be that large. Though coming together of both the NCPs, and if they join NDA, naturally the NDA will be strengthened. And if NDA is strengthened, of course, Modi and Shah are strengthened. So that is likely to happen. But that doesn't mean that NCP, together or separate, is going to give up their image, their status, and their role.
Mr. Ketkar, how do you think Maharashtra will remember Ajit Pawar for the kind of strong connect he had with the people, with the grassroots, at the organizational level, his heft and his competence, his efficiency? How do you think people would remember him in politics?
One point is nobody can be compared with Ajit Pawar. His style of functioning was extremely professional. Actually, he was more corporate than corporates when it came to politics and actual operations, actual working, and actual functions. He used to start his work at 6 o'clock in the morning and would work up to 11 o'clock. He never drank, he never partied, he never smoked. He was extremely disciplined. His timetable, his punctuality was extremely perfect, and his actually straightforwardness was even more than any CEO of a great private company. And therefore, he was criticized for being that straightforward, but he was also liked for being straightforward and punctual. So I think Ajit Pawar's legacy, nobody can actually imitate, nobody can follow Ajit Pawar's style of functioning. That was unique for him, that was Ajit Pawar's style, not even Sharad Pawar, though Sharad Pawar is also extremely punctual, extremely particular about relationships. That is the only common factor. But Ajit Pawar's approach was not the same as Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar's approach was kind of cooperative, trying to associate people, trying to bring it together people, whereas Ajit Pawar did not mind if somebody turns against him. Because for him, the perfectness, the project perfectness, whatever is the project on hand, he used to be very punctual and perfect in his approach, unlike Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar was kind of broad-minded, accommodative. In that sense, Ajit Pawar was not. Supriya is. And therefore, I think Supriya can bridge the two NCPs together, whether for power or whether for just coming together. That is possible. And Supriya will, I think, take the lead or will take the lead or will be forced to take a lead by both the NCPs to bring them together, not necessarily for power, but for coming together.
No, but Mr. Ketkar, what happens to the immediate family of Ajit Pawar? Say, for example, his wife Sunetra Pawar, his children. Do you see them actively now involved and taking the reins of what Ajit Pawar was doing?
Meanwhile, they are there already. Yugendra was there, Parth was there, everybody is there. Sunitra is already in Rajya Sabha. So that way they are in politics, but they are in politics at a very totally different and lower level
Yes.
than Ajit Pawar was or Ajit Pawar could be. So only person who can handle them as well as Sharad Pawar's NCP is Supriya.
Many people since morning, since the time this plane crash has happened, and a lot of people are writing on the social media that, is this is an accident or some kind of a conspiracy. People are also pointing out at some kind of a security failure because this Learjet 45 aircraft, it was supposed to undergo a lot of investigation. Now, do you also sense some kind of a conspiracy there, some kind of a security lapse? What would you say to this?
I personally do not smell any conspiracy in this. It is an accident. It is an accident like Madharas India suffered, like Bal Yogi suffered, like YSR suffered. Conspiracies are always suspected the moment such shocking and accidental development takes place. So conspiracies are, kind of inferences without any basis, just out of shock, out of sadness, and people don't want to trust that everything happens naturally. Somebody must be there. Somebody must have planned. So I think the conspiracy theory is actually coming out of sympathy for Ajit than actual, operation which is conspiratorial.
Coming back to the original question of the legacy of Ajit Pawar. Now, what would you really say to the, because you've known him closely, you've seen him functioning very closely. What would you really say to the legacy of Ajit Pawar, and how can it be a learning lesson for the upcoming politicians also, or the politicians who are existing in Maharashtra? From that angle, how would you assess his legacy?
I think anybody who wants to follow the legacy of Ajit Pawar first will have to be extremely disciplined. Disciplined in every respect. If you try to get a project sanctioned from him, he knows that project thoroughly well. He used to discuss that project and he knew that project thoroughly well. What are its complications? What are its consequences? How it will impact whatever the project is about, land or water or whatever. His understanding of finance and the projects, and particularly in question of agriculture and irrigation, was absolutely world class. And therefore, anybody who wants to imitate, follow the legacy of Ajit Pawar, will have to be disciplined. And I don't think anybody is there, including including Supriya, who can actually follow that kind of punctuality, that kind of discipline, that kind of perfection, that kind of straightforwardness which Ajit Pawar had. So it will have to be a kind of collective troika or something. I knew Ajit very, very well for more than 35 years. And I have seen him working in Mantralaya, outside Mantralaya, when in opposition and when in power. And I have seen him without actually losing his control, losing his mental balance, and he never went into depression, whether he was not in power or in power. He always had the finger on the tap.
But I would also want to ask you as to what really happened in the last 1.5 months to 2 months, that Ajit Pawar started speaking his voice, and sometimes going to the extent of speaking against the NDA. And there were reports that, the state BJP president apparently wasn't too happy. There are clippings of, asking him that he should speak less. What went wrong really? Was there anything wrong? Because people said that BJP wanted to get rid of, they were trying to work on those political maneuverings where they could get rid of Ajit Pawar. Now, did you also sense something like this?
Yes,
Okay.
very much. The strategy of the BJP has always been to sideline, marginalize, and destroy, if possible, the parties around them who actually help them. They tried to do that with Shiv Sena, and when Uddhav Thackeray realized that he is going to be marginalized and finished, that is why he rebelled. He did not rebel out of ideological, kind of feelings. He rebelled because otherwise his survival was in danger. Then, with great effort and drama and biggest theatre, political theatre, Devendra Fadnavis lured Eknath Shinde. BJP made him chief minister. BJP actually offered him, all kinds of facilities. And soon after the election results, BJP tried to finish Eknath Shinde. So that Ajit has seen, that Uddhav has seen, that Raj has seen, that BJP's approach is to bring you together, to lure you together, and later on destroy you.
No,
So
but if we
Ajit Pawar,
take things from this yardstick, so now Ajit Pawar doesn't exist anymore. He's died.
Ajit Pawar doesn't exist,
Now,
but the strategy of BJP exists.
right. No, but are there reasons for Eknath Shinde now to worry? Because now he remains the only ally with the BJP.
Ally only in a very, kind of structural sense. He's not an ally of the BJP.
Okay.
BJP can survive without Eknath Shinde.
Okay.
Actually, the situation is electoral numbers are such that BJP can survive without Eknath Shinde.
Hmm.
But they want to show that they have some kind of base in areas where Shinde has base, like in Thane, where I stay. And so that's why they will keep Shinde in. But they're looking for a situation or an opportunity to even sideline and destroy Shinde. So same fear, same assessment, same suspicion was also in Ajit's mind. And Ajit does not have the political culture of the BJP. So since the political culture of the BJP, Ajit Pawar was so different, Ajit Pawar felt that he must express his reservations about the BJP and about Devendra Fadnis, notwithstanding his personal bonding with BJP leadership.
So indeed, it's a big shock for Maharashtra and for the entire country, and our hearts go out in prayers for the Pawar
Yeah,
family at this point of time. Thank you so much, Mr.
yeah.
Ketkar, for joining on HW. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Neelu. Yeah.